Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuranmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namini. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarini. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Welcome all the devotees for this special session on the day of Sarad Purnima. So today we will discuss about the pastime, the divine transcendental pastime that Lord Krishna has performed with the gopis of Vrindavan on this most auspicious day of Sarad Purnima. So it is said that this Sarad Purnima, the night of Sarad Purnima in the autumn season of the year, is considered the most beautiful night of the year. Okay, not only from the perspective of its physical coolness and natural ambience, also from spiritual perspective. Because on this day, the Supreme Lord Krishna has performed one of the most divine pastimes. Of all the devotees of Krishna, the devotees in Vrindavan are the topmost. Vrajavasis are the topmost devotees of Krishna. And amongst the Vrajavasis, Krishna is worshipped by the Vrajavasis in 5 rasas. And in these 5 rasas, Madhurya rasa is the topmost. And the gopis of Vrindavan, who loved Krishna more than their own lives, so they wanted to serve Krishna. And Krishna reciprocated with their deep longing to serve him, to dance with him. And today is that day. And on this day in Vrindavan, the supreme devotees of Krishna, the gopis of Vrindavan, have expressed their deepest love for Krishna, and Krishna reciprocated with that love. The topmost loving exchange that can happen between Krishna and his devotees happened on this day. So it's a very, very auspicious day. And today we will discuss something about this Leela. Although it is way beyond my qualification to speak anything on this subject matter, very esoteric subject matter, based on the teachings of Prabhupada, and considering the occasion today, we'll discuss a few things with the kind blessings of Srila Prabhupada and all the Vaishnava Acharyas and our entire Gaudiya Vaishnava Parampara. So first, before entering the Leela, we will discuss certain misconceptions that people might hold against this Rasalila. And we will try to address those misconceptions based on the teachings of Prabhupada. Sometimes people may consider that this Rasa dance enacted by Lord Krishna in Vrindavan with the gopis is immoral. But is Krishna's Rasa dance really immoral? It's immortal, definitely, but definitely not immoral. So we will see several reasons as presented by the Acharyas. As you know, the essence of bhakti is to always remain in the thoughts of Krishna. Smartavya satatam Vishnor vismartavyo na jatuchit means to always remember Krishna and to never forget Krishna is the essence of all scriptural injunctions, right? Amongst all those devotees who constantly remember Krishna with love and affection, the gopis are the topmost. Okay, whether they are Madhurya gopis or Vatsalya gopis in Vrindavan, they always remember Krishna. And here is one small shloka from the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam that describes the great remembrance of all the gopis of Vrindavan while doing their household activities. So who will recite? Jahnavi, you want to try?
Yes.
Yado hane vahanane mathanopalepam
Yado hane vahanamne matanopalepam
Prenkankanar bharudito ksanamarjanado
Premankanarba rudiksano marjanada
Prenkankanankar. I'm sorry, I'm also getting confused. Prenkankanar bharudito ksanamarjanado
Premankanarba rudito kshanamara marjanada
Gayanti chainamanurakta dhiyo shrukanthyo
Gayanti chainam anurankta dioshukantyo
Dhanya vrajastriya urukrama chittayanaha
Danya Vradashriya Uru Kramachittayana.
Ya dohane. Dohane means while milking cows. The gopis of Vrindavan go to their cows and milk their cows, okay, on a daily basis. Vahanane, while threshing grains. Have you seen mothers or maybe grandmothers? So they put some rice in in some kind of flat container and they just do like this, okay. So vahanane. Mathana, while churning yogurt to make butter. Upalepa, while smearing a mixture of cow dung and some mud on the walls of Vrindavan, okay. So in the olden days, in villages, people used to apply a layer of cow dung on their floors and also on the walls and put some nice rangolis. Okay, this is what the gopis of Vrindavan do. Ya dohane vahanane mathana upalepa prenkankhana means while swinging on swings. Ardharudita means while taking care of crying babies. Okay, some of them are mothers also. Then ukshana. Ukshana means to sprinkle. What do they sprinkle? They mix some water with cow dung and make a nice mixture out of it and sprinkle that water in their courtyards and put rangolis there. Okay, ukshana. Then marjanado. Marjana means to clean, to broom. Okay, so whatever may be the activity of the Vrajavasis, dohana, vahanana, mathana, upalepa, prenkankanar, bharuditokshana, marjanado, while doing all the simple household duties, gayanti chainam anurakta dhiyo shrukanthyo. Gayanti, they constantly sing the glories of Krishna. How? Anurakta dhiyo. Their minds are completely steeped in devotion to Krishna. Ashru kantyo. Ashru means they are shedding tears of love. Their kantha, their voice is trembling, right? Faltering as they are glorifying Krishna. Dhanya vrajastriya urukrama chittayanaha. Dhanya means they are the most fortunate people. Vrajastris, all the gopis of Vrindavan. Urukrama chittayanaha, because their chitta, their consciousness is constantly dwelling in the thoughts of Lord Urukrama, Lord Krishna. That's why they are the most fortunate devotees in the entire creation, right? So if we say smartavyaha satatam Vishnu vismartavyo na jatuchit, always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. If this is the definition of being Krishna conscious, the gopis of Vrindavan are thoroughly Krishna conscious constantly, always. They are the topmost examples of Krishna conscious devotees. Okay. So now someone can read this. Hasini, you can read.
The exemplary character of a devotional service manifested by devotees of Vrindavan is the purest type of devotion. The gopis particularly showed pure devotional service toward Krishna, so much so that Krishna himself remained indebted to them. Lord Chaitanya thus said that the devotional service manifested by the gopis in Vrindavan excelled all other methods of approaching the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Okay. So the gopis are the most exemplary devotees of Vrindavan, and they had the highest type of devotion. They particularly showed this Madhurya Rasa towards Krishna, and that is appreciated even by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That's the greatest testimony that they got. So in fact, it is Lord Krishna who appeared in the form of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to glorify the greatness of the gopis of Vrindavan. So there are 5 conclusive opinions of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as described by Srinath Chakravarti in the Chaitanya Matta Manjusha commentary. So let's recite this shloka. Kartik and Kamakshi. Hare Krishna. Aradhyo Bhagavan Vrajesha Tadayastadhama Vrindavanam.
Aradhyo Bhagavan Vrajesha Tadayastadhama Vrindavanam.
Ramya Kachidupasana Vrajavadho Vargena Va Kalpita.
Ramya Kachidupasana Vrajavadho Vargena Va Kalpita.
Srimad Bhagavatam Pramana Bamalam Prema Pumartho Mahan.
Srimad Bhagavatam Mahan. Srimad Bhagavatam Pramana Malalam Prema Pumartho Mahan.
Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhor Matamidam Tatradarahana Paraham.
Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Matamridam Tatradarana Para. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hari Hari, thank you so much. So Mahaprabhu is saying, Aradhyo Bhagavan Vrajesha Tanayah. Our supremely worshipable deity is Vrajesha Tanaya Krishna. So Krishna performs pastimes in Vrindavan, in Mathura, in Dwaraka, but the sweetest pastimes of Krishna are enacted by Krishna in Vrindavan, more than in Mathura and Dwaraka. And that Vrindavan Krishna is the dearest Lord for all the devotees. Right? Aradhyo Bhagavan Vrajesha Tanayah. Second point, Tad Dhama Vrindavanam. The topmost spiritual abode is Vrindavan Dham. So this is one. Aradhya Bhagavan is Krishna, Vrindavan Krishna. 2. The topmost spiritual Dham is Vrindavan. 3. Ramya Kachidupasana Vrajavadho Vargena Va Kalpita. The topmost worship of Krishna is done by Vrajavadhus, means the gopis of Vrindavan. 4th point, Srimad Bhagavatam Pramana Bavalam, means Srimad Bhagavatam is the topmost evidence, the highest authoritative scripture. 5th is Prema Pumartho Mahan. Prema, developing Krishna Prema is the real goal of life. So these are the 5 conclusive opinions of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So there, in this 3rd point, Mahaprabhu glorifies the gopis of Vrindavan as the topmost devotees of Krishna, right? So the characteristic of soul is to naturally get attracted to Krishna. Prahalad gives this beautiful example. You see, small iron particles, they naturally get attracted to magnet. Okay, there is no external force. You don't have to stick an iron particle to magnet with Fevikwik, gum, right? Nothing like that. So naturally, they get attracted to Krishna, right? And naturally, iron particles are attracted to the magnet. Similarly, the soul also has a natural characteristic to get attracted to Krishna. Right? They get attracted to Krishna very naturally in natural state. When our consciousness is natural and pure, pristine, not contaminated by any kinds of material desires, so we all get attracted to Krishna, right? So that natural attraction towards Krishna is manifested to the highest possible extent only in Vrindavan. And amongst the Vrajavasis, it is manifested to the highest extent in the gopis of Vrindavan. Okay. And that Krishna, the Supreme Lord Krishna, the natural object of everyone's love and affection, he did this Rasalila, Rasa dance with all the gopis of Vrindavan. So is this Rasa dance immoral? So let us see some points as highlighted by Prabhupada, especially in Krishna book. First point, What was Krishna's age when Krishna was doing Rasalila? He was 80-year-old boy. Okay. So at that age, when someone is hardly 80 years old, is there any possibility of manifesting any kind of material lust or any material desire? So that age is that age of innocence, right? So there is no possibility of material lust in the affairs of Krishna and the gopis of Vrindavan. Second point, okay, although Krishna is very young, 80-year-old boy, still he's God. So maybe he can manifest some kind of conjugal feelings towards the gopis. So that's why we need to consider the second point. Krishna is Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, endowed with all 6 opulences. Okay, when he is Bhagavan, he is the possessor of all the 6 opulences like wealth, then wisdom, then physical strength, renunciation, etc. What is the necessity of Krishna, necessity for Krishna to depend on someone to fulfill his desires? He is Bhagavan. Third point, who are the gopis? First, understand the identity of gopis. Krishna, the gopis of Vrindavan are the expansions of Krishna's pleasure potency. So Krishna has spiritual potency and material potency. In the spiritual potency, there are 3 parts again: Sandhini, Samvit, Hladini. Hladini means the pleasure potency of Krishna. All the gopis of Vrindavan are the expansions of the pleasure potency of Krishna. Srimati Radharani is the personification of the eternal pleasure potency of Krishna, and her expansions are the gopis. So basically, Krishna is the energetic person, the gopis are energies. So when the energetic person is enjoying with the energy, why there is any objection from anyone's side? Okay. So Prabhupada gives this beautiful example. When a small child plays with his own reflection in the mirror, have you ever seen children going in front of mirror, looking at themselves and then playing and trying to touch? So when a child is playing with his own reflection, is there any objection from anyone's side? Is he enjoying from any outer external thing? So similarly, when Krishna is doing Rasalila with the gopis, it is like a child playing with his own reflection. So now, in this analogy, there are 2 points. One, child; second, reflection. Child is very innocent. There is no duplicity. There is no diplomacy. There is purity in the heart of a child. Similarly, Krishna is also pure. Okay, there is no diplomacy or duplicity or cunningness. So Krishna is pure. His heart is as pure as an innocent child. Second point, child is playing with his own reflection, and Krishna is playing with his reflections. Who are they? The gopis of Vrindavan, his own Swarupa Shaktis. Okay, Swarupa Shakti. Fourth point, the gopis have spiritual bodies, and Krishna has spiritual body. Okay, so because Krishna does not have material body, the gopis do not have material bodies. What's happening between them is not a material transaction. It's not a material, mundane affair between a boy and girl. It is an interaction between 2 completely spiritual personalities who are on a transcendental plane, not on a mundane plane. So because their bodies are not made of matter, they're completely spiritual in nature. What's happening between them is a pure spiritual exchange on the platform of love for Krishna. So Krishna Prema is manifested to the highest degree in this exchange between Krishna and the gopis of Vrindavan. Okay, it's not mundane material lust, which is like iron. But pure spiritual love is like pure gold, and material lust is like iron. Okay. So next point, 5th point. This entire Rasalila, Rasa dance, is enacted by Yogamaya. Yogamaya is spiritual potency of Krishna, not by Mahamaya. So Mahamaya, or the material energy of Krishna, brings men and women together in this material world based on material attraction, physical, bodily attraction. But the Yogamaya potency of the Lord facilitates the pastimes of Krishna on a spiritual plane. So this pastime is not enacted by Mahamaya, it is enacted by Yogamaya. It is purely spiritual. 6th point. Krishna is super soul, isn't it? So Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishto mattah smritirjnanam apohanam cha. Who knows this shloka? Jahnavi, you know the shloka? Sarvasya chaham? You don't know, okay.
Actually, Prabhuji, which sloka was it?
Sarvasya chaham. Let Gopal Chandra speak. Unmute yourself, Gopal Chandra.
Sarvasya chaham hridhi sannivishto matta smritirjnanam apohanam cha vedesha sarvar ahameva vejo vedanta kritveda vidayeva chaham.
So, Sarvasya cha aham hridi sannivishto. I am staying within the hearts of all living beings, right? As Paramatma. Ishvaraha sarva bhutanam hriddeshe arjuna tishtati. Isn't it? So, Krishna is present within the hearts of every single living being as super soul, right? So, if there is no objection from anyone's side, if Krishna stays within the hearts of every living being, what is an objection if Krishna stays right next to them in person as Bhagavan? Okay, so Krishna is anyways there within the hearts of men, women, animals, then devatas. Krishna is there in the hearts of everybody, right? Sarvasya cha aham. Sarvasya cha includes every single living being, right? Whether it is an ant or an animal or a snake, Krishna is present within the hearts of all living beings. So, if Krishna can be present within the hearts of every single living being, what is the problem if Krishna is present next to every single gopi of Vrindavan? Okay, so all the gopis are constantly meditating on Krishna within their hearts. And Krishna wants to reciprocate with their love and affection. And Krishna sat next to the gopis, okay, and reciprocated with their love and affection. Oh, you have been meditating upon me all the while, my dear gopis. So let me come and give direct darshan to you. Actually, because of the culture, because of the Vedic customs and other social obligations, the gopis almost never got an opportunity to openly express their feelings for Krishna. So when Krishna danced on the hoods of Kaliya, all the Vrajavasis who were standing on the banks of Kaliya lake, they were astonished. They were surprised. And actually they were enlivened to see Krishna's dance. Till then, they were very much anxious. Oh, what will happen to Krishna? And some Gopas were even trying to jump into the lake of Kaliya and trying to protect Krishna, but Balramji stopped them. Okay. But when Krishna came out, after subduing Kaliya, when Krishna came out of Kaliya lake, Mother Yashoda came and embraced Krishna. Nanda Maharaj embraced Krishna. All the other elderly Gopas and younger Gopas came and embraced Krishna. And the cows and calves came and started licking Krishna's legs and Krishna's body. Okay. So like that, whether they're Dasya Bhaktas or Vatsalya Bhaktas or Sakhya Bhaktas, all these devotees of Vrindavan had an opportunity to express their loving emotions towards Krishna. But gopis did not have an opportunity. They were standing at a distance, just with great shy, they were glancing on Krishna. Okay, so they are called gopis because their love for Krishna is always gopya. Okay, it's gopya means secret and not expressed. So they have kept their love towards Krishna as gopya, confidential, secret. Krishna thought, okay, let them open up their love for me at least on Sarad Purnima day. Okay, so that's why Krishna gave very special attention to all the gopis of Vrindavan on this day of Sarad Purnima. And even when Krishna lifted Govardhan mountain and kept it back in its place, then all the gopis and gopas and cows and calves and peacocks, they surrounded Krishna. Okay, so Mother Yashoda was saying, Krishna, 7 days I could not feed you properly. Definitely Krishna was being fed by Mother Yashoda, but Yashoda somehow felt that it's not the same. So I used to feed Krishna lovingly 8 times in a day, but these 7 days I could not feed him properly. His one hand is blocked there in touch with Govardhan mountain. So Mother Yashoda said, Krishna, please eat this. And Krishna, just to reassure all the Vrajavasis that he was not fatigued at all, Krishna, as soon as he kept Govardhan back in its place, he came out and started playing flute. Okay. Mother Yashoda said, is this the time for you to play flute? Don't you have any other time to play flute? Keep the flute aside. Eat this tambula. I have made it for you. So like that, Mother Yashoda was trying to feed Krishna, and other elderly gopis also were coming. Krishna, with this hand, with this little tender, butter soft hand, you have lifted Govardhan mountain for 7 days and 7 nights. So some gopis took and massaged Krishna's hands, the Vatsalya gopis. And some gopis started kissing Krishna's hands. Okay, they were hugging him. But the younger gopis, they were at a distance watching the show. Okay, they could never express their feelings for Krishna. So Krishna wanted to give that opportunity to them. Okay, so Krishna, who was always within the hearts of all living beings as Paramatma, and also as Krishna within the hearts of all gopis, he sat next to Krishna, next to the gopis. He danced with the gopis during Rasalila. There's no objection from anyone's side if one understands this point. 7th point, Krishna is Atmarama. He is self-sufficient. Self-sufficient means one who does not depend on others. Atmarama actually means self-satisfied. That's the right word. Self-satisfied. He doesn't need anything beyond himself for his satisfaction. Okay. Although Krishna doesn't need anything beyond himself for his satisfaction, yet he accepts the services of his devotees, and he also becomes grateful for that service. Okay, gratitude. Krishna is never ungrateful. Even if you give patram, pushpam, phalam, toyam, little water, some fruit, some tulsi leaves, Krishna becomes so grateful to such devotees that he would offer himself to those devotees. Right? So the gopis have given everything for the sake of Krishna. Krishna has to give himself to them and fulfill their desires. Okay, so that's what Krishna did. So Krishna is grateful for the service of these devotees, the gopis, and he wanted to fulfill their desires. And here comes next point, Aptakama. Aptakama means all of Krishna's desires are automatically fulfilled without depending on anyone else. So Krishna doesn't have to depend on the gopis of Vrindavan to fulfill his desires in one sense. Okay, but Krishna consciously becomes dependent on the gopis of Vrindavan, his own Swarupa Shaktis, in reciprocation with their love and affection. Okay, in one sense, Krishna is Sarva Swatantra, but Krishna is also Aham Bhakta Paradhina. He Aswatantra Ivadvijaha. He is Swarat. He is supremely independent. At the same time, he is also Bhakta Paradhina. Bhakta Vashyata, Bhritya Vashyata, Bhaktair Jitatvam. Yesterday we were discussing. Bhaktair Jitatvam means Krishna is conquered by the love and affection of his devotees. So, being conquered by the love and affection of the devotees, the Vrajavasis, especially the gopis, Krishna reciprocates with their devotion, sometimes by dancing. So, 9th point, Krishna is the supreme creator and supreme proprietor of the entire cosmic manifestation, isn't it? So, some people may say that, oh, Krishna is dancing with others' wives, they belong to some other families. Actually, every living being is Krishna's property. Okay, Krishna's energy, Krishna's amsha. So Prabhupada says that Krishna is not dancing with others' wives. Others are dancing with Krishna's wives. So like that Prabhupada says. So 10th point. 10th point is very interesting. Even Krishna's devotees are not lusty. Once Arjuna went to heavenly planets. In the heaven, Urvashi came to Arjuna and proposed. And Arjuna said, no, you are next to my father Indra. How can I accept you? He rejected the proposal. And this prostitute came to Haridas Thakur to distract him from his bhajan. And this Haridas Thakur made her into a pure devotee. Okay. Even Krishna's devotees like Arjuna, Haridas Thakur and many other devotees, they are not affected by any material desires or material lust. How can that person who is being worshipped by these devotees get affected by material lust? So Krishna's Rasalila pastime is most divine. So by worshipping Krishna, one will be relieved from all material lust. How can Krishna have any material lust in his heart? So that's the point. Then last point, 11th point, the great Paramahamsas, like Sukadeva Goswami, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all the gopis, all the Goswamis of Vrindavan, they all relish Krishna's spiritual pastimes with the gopis of Vrindavan. This Rasalila pastime is so jubilantly, joyfully narrated by Sukadeva Goswami. If it is a mundane material affair between a boy and girl in this material world based on material body, why would Sukadeva Goswami take pleasure in it? Sukadeva Goswami need not take pleasure in any mundane material activities, because Krishna's pastimes with the gopis are really on a divine transcendental plane. Sukadeva Goswami is narrating them with absolutely no hesitation. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is meditating upon them without any hesitation. Ramananda is discussing. So these great sannyasis and saintly persons are adoring Krishna's Rasalila pastime. How can anyone call them mundane? So now, after establishing that Krishna's Rasalila pastime is not any mundane or immoral activity, so let us just go deeper into the pastime. Okay. So now, before that, let us also discuss this shloka, which is spoken by the actually Uddhava. So one day, after Krishna went from Vrindavan to Mathura, he was missing the gopis so much. So he wrote a letter to the gopis and told Uddhava, please go and give this letter to the gopis. And Uddhava went and read that letter. And Srimati Radharani, especially amongst many other gopis, she and other gopis also, they became so overwhelmed with love for Krishna, and seeing that magnificent display of love and affection for Krishna that the gopis had in their hearts, Uddhava became overwhelmed. Uddhava desired to become a creeper or a blade of grass in Vrindavan to get a slight trace of Gopi's mercy. Okay. So that's the shloka here. Yashoda. Asamaho charanaren jusham aham syam.
Asamaho charanaren jusham aham syam.
Vrindavane kimapi gulmalataushadhinam.
Vrindavane kimapi gulmalataushadhinam.
Yadustyajam svajanamarya patham chahitva.
Yadustyajam svajanamarya patham chahitva.
Bhejurmukunda padavim shrutibhirvimrugyam.
Bejurmukunda padavim shrutibhirvimrugyam.
Okay, thank you. So, asamaho charanarenu jusham aham syam. Here, this cousin of Krishna, Uddhava, was thinking that I am so inspired by the devotion of all these gopis of Vrindavan. And if only I get an opportunity to take dust from their divine lotus feet, I'll be more fortunate. I'll be most fortunate. So, but if I ask dust from the gopis of Vrindavan, they will not give, because they're simple village girls and they consider me as a great prince coming from the Mathura city. They will not give me. So Uddhava made a plan. What was his plan? I'll become a small creeper or a blade of grass or a bush in Vrindavan. Vrindavane kimapi gulmalataushadhinam. Yadustyajam swajanamarya patham chahitva bhejur mukunda padavim srutibhirvimrugyam. So he felt that I will become a creeper in Vrindavan so that the gopis, this innocent, pure devotee gopis, would stamp on these creepers and grasses, and I get their grace, I get their dust. Okay, I get some Krishna Prema. Even Uddhava, the closest associate of Krishna, is aspiring for the dust from the gopis of Vrindavan. How can anyone have any objection or any criticism towards the gopis? So next, Vaibhavi, you want to sing? Vande Nanda Vrajastrina.
Vande Nanda Vrajastrina. Prabhuji, can you hear me?
Hare Krishna. I lost you for a minute. Okay. Vaibhavi, you are about to sing.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Vande Nanda Vrajastrinam
Vande Nanda Vrajastrinam
Padarenam Abhikshnasaha
Padarenam Abhishnasaha
Yasam Harikathodgitam
Yasam Harikatodgitam
Munati Bhuvanatrayam.
Punati Bhuvanatrayam.
Very good. So Vande Nanda Vrajastrinam. This is a prayer to the gopis of Vrindavan. All glories to the gopis of Vrindavan, Vrajastris. Padarenum Abhikshnasaha. I aspire for the dust from the lotus feet of all these gopis. Yasam Harikathodgitam. When they sing the glories of Lord Hari during the Rasalila, during the Gopi Gita especially. Punati Bhavanatrayam. All the three worlds are completely purified. Now let's begin the Leela, the storyline. Okay. So one day, which day? Today only, on the day of Sarad Purnima, about 50 centuries back, Krishna was standing near Vamsivat and he started playing his flute. Okay. The wonderful ambience of autumn season in Vrindavan and the beautiful golden effulgence coming from the Sarad Purnima moon in Vrindavan inspired Krishna to dance with the gopis. So Krishna started playing his flute. Although the gopis are so far from Krishna, so Krishna was in the forest and the gopis were in their houses. Although they were so far, they could connect with Krishna. They could hear Krishna's flute song. So when we are so focused, even when the beloved object is so far, the lover can easily recognize and respond to the call of the lover. So all the gopis just left their household activities and then ran towards Krishna. Okay. So there are so many gopis, so many categories of gopis. Who are these gopis? Some are Nitya Siddha gopis, some are Sadhana Siddha gopis. Nitya Siddhas are those gopis who are eternal associates of Krishna in the spiritual world, in the Goloka Vrindavan. Sadhana Siddha gopis are those gopis who perform some sadhana, who perform some bhakti in this world, and eventually they developed the emotions of gopis. And amongst the Sadhana Siddha gopis, there are two groups. One is a special group, one is like normal. Okay. So who are the special group gopis? So they are Shriticharis and Rishicharis. So Shritis means the Vedas, the scriptures. So the scriptures followed the footsteps of the gopis and they became like gopis. So they are the personified scriptures. In the 10th canto, 87th chapter, there is a beautiful episode where the personified Vedas offer prayers to Krishna. Okay. So Shritichari gopis are those gopis who are like Vedas who took the form of gopis. And during Lord Ramachandra's Vanavas, Ram was going from one forest to another forest, and in the forest, Ram saw so many sages, and the sages were so much attracted to Lord Ramachandra, and they said, "Oh Lord, we want to serve you in Madhurya Rasa." Then Ram said, "I will fulfill your desire in the next life." So all these sages became gopis in their next life. They are called Rishichari gopis. So these are various categories of gopis in Vrindavan. So all these gopis heard Krishna's flute song and they ran towards Krishna in the middle of the night on the Sarad Purnima night. Okay. And you know what Krishna said? "Oh, gopis, how did you come here? Why did you come here?" So it's middle of the night. This forest is filled with so many cruel animals and snakes. They may harm you. It's not proper for you to come here. And on top of it, in your houses, your husbands or your sons or your fathers or your family members, they're all waiting for you. It's not proper for you to abandon all of them and come in the middle of the night here. This forest is filled with so many ferocious animals. Please go back. Please go back. So Krishna started giving some teachings. So then the gopis said, before that Krishna said something more. First he welcomed the gopis. And then he told respectfully, "You please go back. You can't stay here." So when the gopis heard this statement from Krishna, they all became very disappointed. So their heart was beating double speed or 100 times more speed. So Krishna said this shloka. Someone will like to recite this? Chinmayi? Shravanad Darshanad Dhyanad
Shravanad Darshanad Dhyanad
Mayi Bhavo Nukirtanad
Mai Bhavo Nukirtanat
Natatha Sannikarshena
Natatha Sannikarshena
Pratiyata Tato Grihan.
Pratyatato Grihan. Hare Krishna,
Okay.
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. So Shravanad means by hearing about Krishna. Darshanad by seeing Krishna's deity form. Dhyanad by meditating on the Lord, by thinking about him. Mayi Bhavo Anukirtanat. With great emotions, you sing the glories of Krishna, you chant the holy names of Krishna. So this is how you are always in touch with Krishna. This is how you are connected to Krishna. Natatha sannikarshena, not by physical proximity, not by staying closer to Krishna. Therefore, pratiyata tato grihan. Go back home. So Krishna told these gopis that, oh gopis, you please go back home. If you want, if you really love me, and you want to be in touch with me, you want to serve me, you can do it by Shravana, Darshana, Dhyana, Kirtana. Do your sadhana. Don't come here. By being in close proximity with me, you don't attain me. You attain me with Shravana, Darshana, Dhyana, Kirtana. It is correct. It makes sense, right? But it doesn't make any sense to the gopis of Vrindavan. This shloka that Krishna spoke is truth in a sadhaka bhakta's case, not in the case of the gopis of Vrindavan. Same shloka Krishna spoke to whom the Brahmana Patnis. You know Brahmana Patnis? When Krishna and Balaram and all the Gopas were very young, they became very hungry. They went to some Brahmana's wives and they told, we want some food. All the Brahmana Patnis brought all the food items in their homes and they ran to the forest to feed Krishna. And Krishna and they said, Krishna, we want to stay in the forests only. We will stay here like one of the avatars. We will serve you. We will worship your lotus feet with tulasi leaves. Please don't ask us to go back. Then Krishna spoke this shloka and told them, you go back. Okay, I'll do some magic in the minds of your husbands. They will accept you. Don't worry. Your family members will accept you. You please go back. And all these people said, okay, fine, Krishna, we'll go. And they left. But the gopis are on a higher plane than these Brahmana Patnis. Okay, gopis will not go back. Gopis will chastise Krishna. So how they will chastise, we will see now in some shlokas. So gopis said, no, we will not go back. Okay, we'll be here only. So even saying no to Krishna's instructions, the gopis are the greatest devotees. So gopis became very disappointed. They were sweating. They were trembling. They were very much disappointed in when Krishna said like this. Then Krishna saw their heart's desire. In fact, although Krishna said that gopis should go back, in the heart, Krishna is desiring they should not go back. So Krishna is such a supreme Lord, such a clever person. He will give you instruction in such a way that he expects you to do the opposite. Okay, so we may not be able to understand his intentions, but pure devotees can understand. Gopis also understand. Although Krishna is saying this, he wants us to stay back. So then Krishna began his rasa dance. So he started dancing with the gopis on the banks of Yamuna with great jubilation. Then all the gopis felt so fortunate. The gopis felt that, oh, I am getting this opportunity to dance with Krishna. It's such a great privilege. So they felt a slight trace of transcendental pride. And this pride is not like pride of Daksha or pride of Indra. This is a transcendental pride which is born out of a feeling of fortune. They felt that we are very fortunate to get such intimate association of Krishna. So as soon as that feeling came within them, Krishna wanted to test them more. He disappeared from the scene. He just left their company. And they became very disappointed. And the gopis started running here and there, searching for Krishna madly everywhere. So while they were searching for Krishna, they were going from one forest to another forest. There were 12 forests in Vrindavan. Simple ladies, In the middle of the night, they were wandering, searching for Krishna. They were asking the creepers, they were asking the birds and insects and bees and plants and trees, everywhere. They were so mad transcendentally. And in such transcendental madness of ecstasy, they enacted various pastimes of Krishna. One gopi became Kalya. You see this picture? This gopi became Kalya and this gopi became Krishna. This gopi went on head of this another gopi. How did they balance? Don't ask me. They are divine personalities. Okay. So, and this gopi started dancing on this gopi's head. And another gopi became Trinavarta and carried Krishna in the sky. So like that, they were enacting all the pastimes of Krishna, Putana Lila, Trinavarta Lila, Sakatasura Lila, then Kaliya Lila, okay. So, and Govardhan Lila. So they were enacting. So when a devotee is in separation from Krishna, the only thing that can solace their hearts is remembrance of Krishna's pastimes. Now these gopis are not only meditating on Krishna's pastimes and remembering Krishna's pastimes, they were also enacting Krishna's pastimes. Okay. So next. Then the gopis, as they were searching for Krishna here and there, they saw Krishna's footprints suddenly. And next to Krishna's footprints were the footprints of a gopi, a very special gopi, and as you know, Srimati Radharani. So Krishna wanted to give some special attention to Radharani. That's why he left the other gopis and started running with Radharani. And after some time, the gopis were searching, who is that special gopi? As you know, Srimati Radharani, the greatest worshipper of Krishna. Okay. Anayaradhito nunam Bhagavan Haririshwaraha. So there is no other worshipper of Krishna as great as Radharani. So they saw Radharani's footsteps and Krishna's footsteps, and they appreciated the fortune of that special gopi. But as they moved little forward, they found that special gopi also. They found Radharani also there. Okay. She was also alone. So Krishna gave some special attention to Radharani, but for a moment Krishna also left her and she was also alone, and all the other gopis joined Radharani and they tried to pacify her, and all the gopis came back to Yamuna, the bank of Yamuna, and started singing this Gopi Gita. So from here the Gopi Gita begins. Jayati tedhikam janmana vrajaha shrayata indira seshvadatrahi daita drisyatam dikshutavaka tvayi dhrita savaha tam vichinvate. Jayati tedhikam. Someone would like to recite? Jahnavi?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. No. Jayateti. Actually, Prabhuji, can I repeat after you?
Yeah, sure. Jayati tedhikam janmana vrajaha.
Jayatete dikam janmana vrajaha.
Shrayata indira shashvadatrahi.
Shrayata indira shashvadatrahi.
Daita drisyatam dikshutavaka.
Dalita drishtitam dishnutavakas.
Vaidhrita savaha tvam vichinvate.
Tvaidrita savas tvam vichitvani.
Okay. So Gopi Gita has 19 shlokas. So in these 19 shlokas, the gopis are simultaneously praising Krishna and chastising Krishna. Okay. So sometimes they praise Krishna and sometimes they scold Krishna. So combination. This is special love and affection that they had for Krishna. So now let's see the meaning of the first shloka. Jayati te adhikam janmana vrajaha. Jayati te adhikam means the glories of Vrindavan are so great. Adhikam, the Vrindavan land is excessively, exceedingly glorious. Jayati te adhikam janmana vrajaha. Why Vraja is so glorious? Janmana, Krishna has taken birth there. Shrayata indira shashvadatrahi. Indira means the goddess of fortune. Lakshmi. Lakshmi means opulence. The goddess of fortune permanently, perpetually resides in Vrindavan. making Vrindavan land so auspicious. Daita drishyatam dikshutavaka tvai dhrita savaha tvam vichinvate. The gopis are saying, Krishna, this entire land of Vrindavan is so glorious, and the goddess of fortune is constantly residing here. In this happy Vrindavan, we gopis are miserable. Why? Dhrita asavaha. We have given our lives to you. Our whole life years are dependent on you only, and we have been searching for you everywhere, and we are unable to see you. We are maintaining our lives only for your sake, completely dependent on you, and you are not visible to our eyes. So in this happy Vrindavan, we are miserable, we are suffering, right? So a little bit of glorification, little bit of complaining on Krishna. Okay, so this is what the gopis did in the first shloka. So now in the second shloka, they're saying, Sharadudashaye sadhu jatasad Sarasi Jodara Shri Mushadrisha Suratanathate Shulkadasika Varadanighnato Neha Kim Vadhan. Kartik, Kamakshi.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, you want to say?
Prabhuji, can
You
we
can.
repeat after you?
Okay. Sharadudashaye Sadhu Jatasat
Saradudasaye sadhu jatasat
Sarasi Jodara Shri Mushadrisha
Sarasi jodara Shri Mushadrisha
Suratanathate Shulkadasika
Suratanathate Sulkadasita
Varadanighnato Neha Kim Vadha.
Varadanighnato Neha Kim Vada.
So Sharadudasaye, this is Sarad Purnima, right? So they will speak about Sharad season. So Krishna, you are so beautiful that your beauty exceeds the freshly blossomed lotus in Sharad season. So lotuses are so beautiful, and especially in autumn season, Sharad season, they are even more beautiful. Sharadudashaye sadhu jatasad Sarasija Udara. So within all the wonderful water reservoirs of Vrindavan, these lotuses are blooming so nicely and emanating such sweet fragrances, and Krishna's glances are so soothing than even the vision of these lotuses, right? Suratanatha te shulka dasika. Oh Suratanatha, oh Lord of love. Suratanatha. Natha is Lord. Rata means love. Surata means divine love. So Suratanatha te, Krishna, you are the Lord of love. Ashulka dasika. Dasi means maid servant. Shulka means payment. Generally, maid servants are given some payment, some salary. And Krishna, you have made us your maid servants, and you are not even paying the salary of your darshan also. Varadanighnato neha kim vadha. So Varada, your Varada means you are bestower of all benedictions. Yesterday we were discussing, right, in Damodarsatakam, Varada means one who gives boons. So although you are Varada, you are not giving the Vara, the benediction, the boon of darshan. Okay. So generally, servants are engaged in service by giving some payment, and you are engaging us in your service eternally. We don't know since when are we serving you. We don't know how long we will serve you. Since time immemorial, the gopis are serving Krishna. For the rest of eternity, they will serve Krishna, and Krishna is not giving them salary. What salary do they want? They don't want gold. They don't want diamonds. They don't want dollars. They don't want rupees. They want darshan. Krishna, you are not giving darshan, right? So this is blasphemy. Okay, this is a complaint on Krishna. Third, VRAJA Jalapyayad Vyala Rakshasad Varshamarutad Vaidyutanalat Vrushamayatmajad Vishwato Bhayad Rishabhate vayam rakshita muhu Vishajalapyaya Vyala Rakshasat. Here the gopis are remembering how Krishna protected the entire cowherd community several times from various calamities. Okay, Vishajala means Visha is poison, Jala means water. Vishajalapyaya means Krishna protected all the Vrajavasis from that poisonous Kaliya lake. The waters of Kaliya lake have become poisonous because of Kaliya serpent, and Krishna protected all the Vrajavasis from that. Vishajalapyayad Vyala Rakshasat. Vyala Rakshasa means a fearful demon. That refers to Aghasur. That is the snake, python demon. Okay. Varsha Maruta. Varsha means rain. Maruta means wind. So Varsha Maruta are created by whom? Indra. He's not a demon. He's a Devata. But still, he tried to disturb the peace of Vrindavan. In fact, he tried to destroy entire Vrindavan by creating a devastating rainfall in Vrindavan. And Krishna protected. Now this Maruta is not only the winds created by Indra. This also refers to the wind demon. Who is that wind demon? Anyone knows who is the wind demon? Jahanavi, you know who is the wind demon?
Trinavatram.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Okay. Did you hear the question?
Yeah,
Who is the wind demon?
Trinavratra.
Trinavarta. Okay. So Trinavarta is the wind demon, whirlpool demon. Okay. So he created a lot of disturbance in Vrindavan, and Krishna protected all the Vrajavasis from that Trinavarta. Varsha Marutad Vaidyuta Analat. Vaidyuta means the thunderbolt created by Indra. So Vrishamayatmajad Vishvato Bhayad. Vrishamaya. Vrisha is bull demon. Who is bull demon? Anyone knows who is the bull demon? Kamakshi. Kartik.
Arishtasur, bull demon.
Arishtasur is bull demon. Okay. So Krishna protected Vrajavasis from bull demon also. Okay. Vrisha Mayatmajad. Who is Mayatmaja? So this is a tricky question. Maya Atmaja. Maya means Maya demon. Atmaja means son. Who is the son of Maya demon who attacked Vrindavan? Who answers this question? Okay, Yashoda, you know? Vaibhavi, you know? Son of Maya demon. Okay.
No,
Vyomasur. Vyomasur is the son of Maya demon. Vyomasur joined the Gopas like a shepherd and started keeping all the Gopas in a big cave and kept a boulder against the cave. And because he was kidnapping all these people, Krishna killed him. So Vrisha Mayat Majad Vishvato Bhayat. And these demons are really fierce and dangerous people. Rishabhate Vayam Rakshita Muhu. Oh Rishabha, oh greatest of all personalities, you have repeatedly protected us from all these demons. Okay. Now, in this, you don't find so much of criticism of Krishna. You will only find glorification of Krishna. But there is an indirect criticism also. What is that? Krishna, you protected us from so many demons. Why are you not protecting us from this separation today? Okay. So the demon of separation is attacking us. Please protect us. Okay. So next, this another glorification of Krishna and also criticism of Krishna. Nakhalu gopika nandano bhavan akhila dehinam antaratmadruk vikhanasarthito vishwaguptaye sakhaudevan satvatam kule. Nakhalu gopika nandano bhavan. Who is Krishna? Gopika Nandan, right? Everybody knows. Who is Gopika here? Yashoda Mata. We were discussing in the last 3 sessions. So, Krishna, you are certainly not the son of Yashoda Mata. Okay, they are saying. And who are you? Akhila Dehina Antaratmadrit. You are the Antaratma. You are the super soul within the hearts of all living beings. Okay. So, you are all pervading super soul. You are not just son of Yashoda Mata. Vikhanasa arthito Vishwaguptaye. Vikhanasa arthito. Who is Vikhanasa? Brahma. Brahma, Arthito, he begged you. He begged you to descend on this planet. For what? Vishwaguptaye, for the purpose of protecting the entire universe. Right? So Vishwa is universe, Guptaye means to protect. So for the purpose of protecting the universe, Brahma prayed for your appearance. Sakha Udevan Satvatam Kule. Oh Sakha, oh dear friend, Udevan, you have descended in this Satvata Kula, in the Yadu dynasty. Okay. So is there any criticism of Krishna in this shloka? Very clear, right? So the gopis are saying that Krishna, you are not Yashoda's son, you are the Supreme Lord, you are Antaryami, you are the super soul. Brahma prayed for your appearance and you appeared here and you became the Lord of the Satvata dynasty. So there is a criticism here. Apparently it's a glorification. It seems that the gopis are aware that Krishna is the Supreme Lord. He incarnated on this earth. But actually, you see, this whole shloka has a different meaning. Nakhalu gopika nandano bhavan. What does it mean? Krishna, you don't look like Gopika's son. You don't look like Yashoda Mata's son. Specifically, they said Gopika Nandan. So Gopika Nandan is who? Damodar. Gopika Nandan, Yashoda Nandan is famous for his quality of Bhakta Vashyata, Bhaktair Jitatvam, Bhakti Baddham, Damodar, one who is bound by the love and affection of his devotees. So, as a small child, as a 2-3-year-old boy, you have displayed your supreme quality of being bound by the love and affection of your devotees, but you are not behaving like that now. You are not Yashoda's son. We are rejecting that you are not Yashoda's son. Okay. So, then who are you? Akhila Dehinam Antaratmadrik. You must be Paramatma. Paramatma is not merciful like Bhagavan. Okay. Bhagavan is reciprocal. Paramatma is neutral. Okay. Somebody is committing suicide. Paramatma will make a note. He will note it down. He will put it in his notepad on the computer. And he will send an SMS to Yamaraj also. This fellow has done the sinful activity of committing suicide and you give him this punishment in hell. That's what Paramatma does. Paramatma is a neutral, unattached, unbiased witness of the living being's activities. But Bhagavan, Krishna, especially Gopikanandan, Krishna in Vrindavan, is more merciful. So Paramatma is known for his neutrality and Vrindavan Krishna is known for his mercy. Krishna, you are not Yashoda Mata's son, you are just a Paramatma. Okay, so that's how they were criticizing Krishna. Okay. So further, they also say that you are Antaryami and Vikhanasarthito Vishwaguptaye. Like you are so indifferent, like Antaryami. Brahma, desiring to increase the creation, must have prayed not to reveal yourself. So Vikhanasarthito Vishwaguptaye. Here that Guptaye, you don't take it as protection, you take it as confidential thing. So Brahma must have prayed to you not to reveal yourself. That's why you are just withdrawing yourself. Otherwise, the jivas would get liberated by devotion unto you and they will leave the universe and Brahma will not have any job to perform. Okay. So that's why Brahma must have told you, Vikhana Sarthito Vishwaguptaye Sakha Udevan Satvatam Kule. He must have told you not to reveal yourself. If you reveal yourself, people will be inspired by bhakti and they will come back to you. Brahma does not want that, it seems. So in this way, they criticized the gopis criticized Krishna. Then fifth, Yashoda, you can recite.
VRAJA Baya Vrishnidoryate Charanamiyusham Samsmrite Vayat Karasaroruham Kantakamadam Shirasidehina Shikaragraham.
Thank you. Virachita bhayam prishnidhuryate. Charanamiyusham samsriter bhayat. So here, In this fifth shloka, the gopis are saying, Virachita abhayam. Krishna, you create fearlessness. Abhayam means fearlessness. Vrishni dhuryate, you are the best of all Vrishnis. You are the best among the Vrishni dynasty members, and you create fearlessness. Charana meyusham samsritir bhayat. By taking shelter of your lotus feet, samsritir bhayat means the fear of material existence is completely destroyed. Kara saroruham kanta kamadam. Please put your lotus-like kara, hand. Kara is hand. Saroruham is that which is born out of a sarovar, a lake, means lotus. So, please bestow your blessing upon all of us. Please put your divine hand on our heads. Kara saroruham kanta kamadam. So, oh lover, oh beloved, please fulfill our desires. Sirasi dehinaha Shri Karagraham. Please put your hand on our heads. So in this way they were begging Krishna for his blessings. So there are many meanings also in this. But we'll go to the next shlokas. Sixth shloka. Yes, Yashoda.
Raja janatiham Vidayoshita Nija jana smaya Gamsana smita Bhaja sakir bhava Kinkarismano Jalaruhanan Chadudashaya.
Vraja janartihan Veera Yoshita. Vraja jana means the residents of Vrindavan. Artihan means Krishna is known to remove the distress of all Vrajavasis. Several times he has done it. Veera Yoshita. Yoshita means women. Veera means a hero. You are the real hero for all women. Nija janasmaya dhamsana smita. By your divine, beautiful smile, smita, you completely destroy all the miseries of all your devotees. Bhaja sakhe bhave kinkari smano. Oh, sakhe, oh dear friend, kinkari hismano, please accept us, please consider us as your kinkari. Kinkara is servant. Kinkari is a female servant. Jalaruhananam charudarshaya. And charudarshaya. Charu means beautiful. Darshaya means please show. Jalaruha ananam. Jalaruha refers to lotus. Anana means face. Please relieve our distress by revealing your beautiful lotus-like face. They were begging Krishna. They were pleading Krishna. Krishna, please don't keep us in this deep separation. Show your beautiful face. Right? Next. Pranata dehinam papakarshanam trinacharanugam sriniketanam fanifanarpitam te padambujam krunukucheshunah krindhihrichayam. Pranata dehinam papakarshanam. Pranata means one who offers pranams to Krishna. Or pranata can also mean one who is completely surrendered to Krishna. Pranata dehinam papakarshanam. Whoever is completely surrendered unto you, you destroy all their sins. Right? Trinacharanugam sriniketanam. And you, trinachara. Trina is what? Blade of grass. Trinadapi sunichena tarorapi sahishna. We recite that, right? So trina is blade of grass. Trinachara means those who graze on that grass. Who are they? Cows. Right? Trinachara means cows. Anugam means one who follows cows. Who is the follower of cows? Krishna. See, Krishna is described in various ways in these things. In 1 hour, we cannot do justice to all these shlokas, but there is a lot of meaning to it. Trinacharanugam Sriniketanam. You are the abode of goddess of fortune. Fani Vanarpitam te padambujam. Fani Vana. Fani is that living being that has hoods. Fanas. Fana is hood. Fani is one who has hoods. Who is that? Kalya. Fani Vana Arpitam. means Krishna has dedicated something to the serpent that has hoods. What he has dedicated? Te padambujam, his lotus feet. Okay. Faniphanarpitam te padambujam. Krishna, you have offered the divine footprints of your lotus feet to the hoods of Kaliya. And you are not showing your feet also to us. So Kaliya is more qualified than us, right? To receive the dust from your lotus feet. Are we not qualified? Please come and show your divine lotus feet and touch our bodies with your divine lotus feet, and please destroy this desire within our hearts. We are deeply longing to come to you, to see you. Okay. Next shloka. 8th. Madhuraya gira valguvakyaya Budhamanognaya pushkarekshana vidhikaririma viramuhyatir adharasidhuna pyayayasvanaha madhuraya gira valguvakyaya. So valguvakya means very pleasant appeals, very pleasing statements. Madhuraya gira means very sweet voice. So Krishna's voice is very sweet. Krishna already taught in Bhagavad Gita. You know what he said? What was that? Anudvega karam vakyam satyam priyahitam chayat swadhyaya abhyasanam chaiva vangmayam tapa uchyati. So we should not speak in an agitating way. We should speak in a very pleasant and non-agitating way, truthfully. So Krishna said that, and Krishna's voice is also very sweet. Madhuraya gira valguvakyaya Buddha manognaya pushkarekshana. So the sweet speech of Krishna can completely captivate the minds of Buddha, great intelligent people also. Buddha means intelligent person. Manognaya means their minds are captivated by Krishna's speech. Pushkarekshana. Krishna's eyes are like lotus petals. Vidhikaririma viramuhyatir adharasidhuna pyayayasvanaha. So there are some esoteric aspects of the shloka also. So basically they say that we are like your maid servants. Please bless us with the nectar of your lips. Okay. So then comes the most important and exciting shloka, which is in the middle of Gopi Gita. So who will recite? Kartik, Kamakshi, are there? You can unmute yourself.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Tava kathamritam tapta jivanam kavibhiriditam kalmashapaham shravana mangalam shrimadatam bhuvi grinanti ye bhunida janam. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Very good. Thank you. Tava kathamritam tapta jivanam. This has a second meaning also. I'll discuss basic meaning only now. So Tava means your, Kathamritam. That's why we have titled our series also as VRAJA Kathamritam, resembling Tava Kathamritam here. Okay. So Tava Kathamritam means the nectarian narrations of your pastimes. Tava Kathamritam. Tapta Jivanam. They are the Amrit. Your Katha is like Amrit, nectar for those who are struggling in this material world. Jivanam, Tapta. Tapta means suffering. So in this material world, conditioned souls are suffering various threefold material miseries. So what is nectar? What is that immortal nectar that makes one transcend this material miseries? That is Krishna Katha. Only Hari Katha can release us from all kinds of material miseries. Tava kathamritam tapta jivanam kavibhiriditam kalmashapaham. Kavibhir iditam. Kavis means great poets, philosophers, scholars. They also narrate Krishna's pastimes. Kalmasha apaham. They completely destroy the kalmasha. Kalmasha means contamination in this material world. The material world and the material minds are contaminated with so much of material enjoyment. So to remove all that kalmasha, we need to hear Harikatha from devotees, right? Kalmashapaham. Shravana Mangalam Srimadatam. Shravana Mangalam. If you hear Harikatha, Krishna Katha, then Mangalam, it creates great auspiciousness. Srimad Atatam, and these divine pastimes of Krishna are broadcast throughout the world by great devotees, right? Bhuvi grinanti ye bhurida janaha. Bhuvi grinanti ye, those who are living on this planet and are engaged in spreading the nectarian glories of Krishna everywhere. Those who are speaking Harikatha, those who are spreading the message of Srimad Bhagavatam, they are the most benevolent benefactors of this material world, right? So the welfare that is caused to common living beings by disseminating Harikatha is on the topmost plane. There may be so many hundreds and thousands of philanthropic activities and merciful, benevolent activities. The greatest benevolence is showed by describing Harikatha, by spreading Krishna Katha. Okay, 10th shloka. Prahasitam priya prema vikshanam viharanam chate dhyana mangalam rahasi samvido ya hridisprishaha kuhakano manaha kshobhayanti. Prahasitam priya prema vikshanam. All the gopis are remembering Krishna's prahasitam, his enchanting smile. Prema vikshanam, his loving glances. Oh Priya, oh beloved Lord, prahasitam, your smile, and vikshanam, your loving glances. So they are all very memorable. Viharanam chate dhyana mangalam. Viharanam means Krishna's movements. So he goes from here and there, like even Vallabhacharya also says that Adharam Madharam Vadanam Madharam, in that series, Gamanam Madharam also comes. Even Krishna's movements are also very graceful. Okay. Viharanam chate dhyana mangalam. In the previous shloka, what did they say? Shravana mangalam. Hearing Krishna Katha is very auspicious. Here, dhyana mangalam, meditating on Krishna's pastimes, Krishna's smile, Krishna's glances, Krishna's movements is also auspicious. So meditation is auspicious, hearing is also auspicious. Rahasi samvido ya hridisprishaha. Samvida means all the conversations that Krishna and the gopis had in their private places. So hridisprishaha, they touch our hearts. Kuhaka no manaha kshobhayantihi. Krishna, now why are you tormenting our hearts so much like this? Okay, why are you giving this kshobha to us? Earlier, you have pleased us. You have nourished us with your wonderful pastimes and loving glances and hearty appeals and pleasing words. You have pleased us very much. But now why are you agitating our minds? Why are you paining our hearts? Please come back. Please come back. They are glorifying. They are pleading Krishna and complaining that Krishna is not coming. 10th shloka. Yes, Kartik Kamakshi, you can recite.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
You can recite.
Chalasi yad vrajat charayan pashun nalina sundaram nathate padam shilakrinan kure Sidati dinanaham kalidlatam mana kanta gacchati. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Good. We have multiple tunes from multiple children. So there is variety in the class. Chalasi yad vrajat charayan pashun. So Krishna, Chalasi, whenever you go into the forest, Vraja, charayan pashun, to tend cows, nalina sundaram nathate padam. Oh, Sundara, oh, beautiful Krishna. Your lotus feet are also very beautiful, but there is some concern within our hearts. What is that? Shila trinankuraihi sidatitinaha. So we are very much tormented. Whenever you enter the forest of Vrindavan along with the cows and the calves and the gopas, our hearts start palpitating. We become very anxious that the pebbles and stones and thorns in the pathways of Vrindavan, in the forests of Vrindavan, might hurt your soft, tender feet. Even when your divine lotus feet would touch our soft bodies, we think that they get hurt. Okay, So even the touch of the bodies of the gopis would hurt Krishna's feet. That's what the gopis feel. Okay, our bodies are so hard that they hurt your feet. And how can we even imagine that you are walking barefoot in the land of Vrindavan? So they are feeling so anxious. When Lord Ramachandra was walking barefoot in Dandakaranya, actually he was wearing slippers. But Ram's brother Bharat went to Chitrakoot and said, please give me your slippers. So then even the shoes of Ram also were taken away. Ram had to walk barefoot. Okay. So Ayodhyavasis were thinking, my God, this Ram was walking barefoot in Dandakaranya. Just by meditating on that one small thing that Ram was walking barefoot in Dandakaranya, all the Ayodhyavasis faint. Okay, not in ecstasy, in pain, they faint. Okay, so they were thinking, Lord Ramachandra's lotus feet are so delicate that they cannot even bear the touch of Mother Sita's tender fingertips. Mother Sita, to massage Lord Ram's feet, sometimes she would touch those divine feet with her tender fingers, tender hands, and Lord Ram's feet would become reddish. Okay, so similarly, Krishna also has very tender feet, and all the gopis are concerned about Krishna's safety. Okay, when he goes to the forest. I think we'll go fast now. Dina parikshaye nila kuntalayer vanaruhananam bibhradavritam ghanarajasvalam darshayan muhur manasinah smaran virayachasi. Dina parikshaye nila kuntalayer. Dina pariksha refers to the evening time. When Krishna comes back from the forest back to the village, Nila Kuntalaihi, his beautiful face is framed with the black curly hairs. Okay. Vanaruhananam bibhradavritam. Avritam means to get covered, to get framed. So your beautiful lotus-like face is circled by these curly locks of hair, and on top of it, Ghanarajashvalam. And they are very dusty. The curly locks of hair on Krishna's face are very dusty. So Krishna played throughout the day in the forest with the cows and with the calves and with the gopas. And especially when the cows are walking, because of the movement of the cows, the Vraja dhuli, the dust of Vraja would just rise, and that will go all over the hairs of Krishna. And Krishna's hair becomes dirty, transcendentally. And even that dirty hairs of Krishna surrounding Krishna's beautiful face make his face beautiful. Whether Krishna is filled with dirt or freshly, all cosmetics and sandalwood pulp are applied by Mother Yashoda early in the morning, Krishna is beautiful. And in the evening also, Krishna looks beautiful. So whether Krishna worked so hard throughout the day and then coming back after 8 hours of job work, forest work, or whether he's just freshly decorated by Mother Yashoda and going into the forest, is always beautiful. So the gopis are meditating on this Leela. So now, but they're also expressing their anxiousness. Krishna, when you're passing by our homes in the morning, Krishna, while playing his flute, he would enter the forest of Vrindavan, right, early in the morning, along with the cows and calves. The gopis would get little darshan of Krishna, only brief amount of darshan. So from Mother Yashoda's house, means Nanda Bhavan, till the outskirts of Vrindavan forest, on the way, Krishna would just shower his sidelong glances on the younger gopis of Vrindavan. Okay, that's all. And he will go into the forest. Throughout the day, he's there. And then he comes back in the evening. Again, he is playing flute, announcing his arrival, and he would call the gopis out. Means the gopis would just come out to see Krishna. So Krishna is passing like this, so they will see. And he's out of his sight, out of their sight. So the Vatsalya Bhaktas, like Yashoda Mata, Nanda Maharaj, they had access to Krishna from evening till the next day morning. The Sakya Bhaktas, they had access to Krishna and Krishna's association from morning till evening. And the cows and the calves and other people, they are also there with Krishna. And some servants of Krishna also have access to Krishna in Nanda Maharaj's house. And sometimes Mother Yashoda would call Raktaka, Patraka, Chitraka, all the house servants of Nanda Maharaj and give some special sweets. Okay, Raktaka, you please take these special sweets to the forest. Krishna must be there in Bhandirvan or some other one. Go and give these sweets to him. And already Mother Yashoda has packed some lunch for Krishna. And there is some follow-up also. So in our childhood, when we used to go to schools with our boxes, mothers would just pack something. And sometimes when some uncle or somebody is passing by our school, so mothers would also give some extra box by the lunch time. Okay, so like that, Mother Yashoda also would give some special sweets to Krishna and pass them on through Raktaka, Patraka, Chitraka. So Dasya Bhaktas, Shanta Bhaktas, Vatsalya Bhaktas, Sakhya Bhaktas, all these devotees have some association of Krishna, which is considerably good time. But Madhurya devotees, the younger gopis of Vrindavan, can only glance at Krishna when Krishna is going into the forest and coming back from the forest. That too very briefly. That too they have to hide themselves. They can't openly see Krishna. So they can't just take darshan as if they are taking DT darshan. Right? They have to cover their head with their pallus, and then they will just sidelong glances and constantly observing. Maybe elders are watching this. Okay, so that's the embarrassment that they always had. Okay, so now Krishna, even while giving your darshan also, you give us pain. Even when you are absent in front of eyes also, you give us pain. You are meant to give us pain only, or what? Okay, is that what is your job profile? So they are complaining on Krishna like this. 13th. Pranata kamadam padmajarchitam dharani mandanam dheyamapadi charana pankajam shantamam chate ramananastane shvarpayadhihan. Pranata kamadam. Pranata means one who surrenders to Krishna or offers obeisances to Krishna. Kamadam means Krishna fulfills all their desires. Padmajarchitam, even Padmaja, one who stays on the lotus. Who is that? Lakshmi Devi. She also worships that beautiful lotus feet of Krishna. Dharani Mandanam Dheyamapadi. Dharani is Mother Earth. Mandana means the footprints of Krishna are the wealth of Vrindavan. Right? Yesterday we were discussing from the Venu Gita. Vrindavanam Sakhi Bhugo Vitanoti Kirtim Yaddevaki Sutapadam Bujalabdha Lakshmi. The land of Vrindavan is so glorious that it has attained the wealth of Krishna's footprints. Krishna doesn't wear shoes in Vrindavan. Okay, so all the gopis of Vrindavan are remembering Mother Earth's fortune. Dheyamapadi, the lotus footprints that Krishna leaves on the land of Vrindavan as he's entering the forest are worth meditating on. So no bird or cow or calf or monkey or a peacock or a dove or gopa or a gopi or a bull, nobody would disturb the footprints of Krishna. If you want to know the address of Krishna, you want the GPS location of Krishna, it's very easy. Just follow Krishna's footprints, right? So where Krishna went in Vrindavan, where Krishna is in Vrindavan is very easy to figure out. Okay. Charana Pankajam Shantamam Chate. Please exhibit your divine lotus feet in front of us and place your lotus feet on our bodies and Shantamam, pacify our longing for you. Suratavardhanam Shokanashanam Svarita Venuna Sushtu Chumbitam Itara Ragave Smaranam Dranam Vitara Virana Stedharamritam. Surata Vardhanam. Rata is love. Surata Vardhanam means Krishna, you are the nourisher of our love. Shoka Nashanam, you completely destroy our lamentation. Svarita Venuna Shushtuchumbitam. All your kisses are going to Venu. Okay, you are nicely playing the flute, filling the holes of the flute with the nectar of your lips, right? So whenever someone comes in contact with Krishna, Itara Ragave Smaranam Drunam. Itara Raga, other attachments are gone. They'll forget. Okay, raga is attachment, dvesha is aversion. So whenever somebody gets raga for Krishna, itara ragas are gone completely. Itara raga vismaranam, they will forget all their attachments. If only we can get attached to Krishna. And how do we develop attachment to Krishna? By hearing Harikatha constantly, by reading Bhagavatam. Okay, by hearing Bhagavatam, we develop attachment to Krishna and we can get relieved from other attachments, itara ragas. 15th. Atati yadbhavan ahnikananam truti yugayate tvamapashyatam kutila kuntalam shrimukham chate jada udikshatam pakshmakritrisham. Atati yadbhavan ahnikananam. Bhavan. Now the gopis are respectfully addressing Krishna. Bhavan, aap. Bhavan is aap. Tvam is tu, tum. Okay. So atati yad bhavan ahani kananam. Krishna, you are going into Vrindavan during the daytime. At that time, truti yugayate tvam apashyatam. Truti means a very small amount of time. Maybe a moment. Yugayate, that truti is like a yoga for us. Tvam apashyatam. Why? Because we are unable to see you. Because we are unable to see you, even a triti becomes like a yuga for us. Okay. So then Kutila Kuntalam Srimukham Chate. Kutila means crooked. Kuntala means hairs. So Krishna's hairs are crooked. They are not like a soft, like hairs. So they are like curly hairs. Right? Kutila Kuntalam Srimukham Chate. If we don't see that beautiful face nicely surrounded by curly locks of hair, one triti becomes one yuga for us, right? So please be manifest in front of us. And even when you come in front of us, we are troubled again. How? We have to see you only with two eyes. Two eyes are not sufficient. That Brahma, who does not know how to create human bodies, he has given only two eyes to see you. Your beauty is so divine that two eyes are not sufficient. Maybe Indra is more fortunate. He has 1,000 eyes all over the body to be able to see Krishna. But somehow Indra does not have taste to see Krishna as much as the gopis have. Sometimes people may have facility, they don't have taste. Some people who have taste, they don't have access, right? So the gopis are saying that Krishna, Brahma has given us only two eyes, and that too they are blinking constantly. Jada udikshatam pakshmakridrisham. Jada, he's stubborn, not stubborn. He is ignorant. Jada means one who is not very intelligent. So that Brahma is not very intelligent. He doesn't know how to design human bodies. Next time when he creates human bodies, he should take our consultancy. We will tell him how many eyes that he has to keep in human bodies. The gopis, out of their stubbornness, born out of their pure madhurya prema, they're even chastising Brahma, not only Krishna. Next. Pati sutanvaya bhratru bandhavam ati vilanghate nyachyutagata gati vidastavod gita mohita itavayoshitaha kastyaje nishi. Pati sutanvayat bharatru bandhavat. Krishna, you know whom all we have left? Pati, we left our husbands. Suta, we left our sons. Anvaya, we left our other companions. Bhratru, we left our brothers. Bandhavan, all our relatives. Ati vilanghate achyutagataha. Finally, we have come to you. Just like rivers cross all boundaries, all obstacles of hills and forests and stones and pebbles, and finally reach the ocean. Similarly, the rivers of the gopis reached the ocean of Krishna. Right? So we left everything to see you, to come to serve you, and you left us. What kind of person you are, Krishna? They are really frustrated with Krishna now, right? So, Pati Sudhanvaya Bhratru Bandhava Tati Vilanghete Achyutagata Gati Vedastavod Gita Mohita. Why did they leave everything and come to Krishna? Because Udgita Mohita. They are attracted by the loud singing of Krishna with his flute. Kitava Yoshitaha Kastyaje Nishi. Kitava, you cheater. Yoshitaha Kastyaje Nishi. Nishi means night. Yoshita means women. You are leaving women alone in the middle of the forest, in the middle of the night. What kind of person you are? Kitava, you are a cheater. You only brought us here. So like that, they were chastising Krishna. Okay. So next. Rahasi samvidam hrichayodayam prahasitananam prema vikshanam bruhadurasriyo vikshya dhamate muhurati spruha muhyate manah. Rahasi samvidam hrichayodayam. So they were remembering some intimate moments that they had with Krishna, and they were remembering Prahasitananam, his beautiful smiling face, Prema Vikshanam, his loving glances, and they are hankering to see those things again. Finally, not finally, two more slokas. Vrajavanaukasam vyaktirangati vrijinahantyalam vishvamangalam Yajamanachanas Svajana hridrujam yannishodanam. So again, in this shloka also they are calling Krishna back to their loving company. So we will close now, 546. Yatte sujata charana buruham staneshu bhitashanai priyadadhi mahikarkaseshu tena tavim atasitat vyatathena kim svet Kurpadibhir Brahmatidhir Bhavadayushamnah. So finally they were again expressing the anxiety that they had for Krishna's lotus feet as he was walking in the forests of Vrindavan with barefoot. Okay. So as the gopis sang loudly like this, the Gopi Gita, that invoked Krishna's presence. Krishna again came back. The gopis were weeping so loudly in the middle of the night. So Krishna returned and smiled, and the gopis became so happy. Now they became happy that Krishna came back, but they are still angry with Krishna. They were exhibiting anger. They were not completely opening up. Still that man is there, right? So, but Krishna appeared so beautifully like the moon in the midst of so many stars in the middle of the night. The moon in the sky, Krishna outshines the moon in the sky. So the real moon is on the land, not in the sky. Okay. And the real stars are next to this real moon, Krishna Chandra. So then the gopis asked 3 questions. With this we'll complete. The gopis had 3 questions to Krishna. Krishna, we have some doubts. Okay, before any more interactions, please answer our questions. There are 3 categories of people. First category, a selfish, motivated lover who reciprocates with other people only when others are affectionate. You help me, I help you. You love me, I love you. Okay, that is their style. That is first category. Okay. Second category, they are selfless, unmotivated lovers. They show affection even to those people who are indifferent. Okay, selfless. So third category, they are indifferent. Whether others love them or don't love them, they are neutral. Okay. So there are some examples also, just like in business transaction, when you are cordial with someone, they also are cordial with you. That is Yathama Prapadyanti style. Second category, even if others are indifferent, these people love them. Who are they? Examples are parents. Sometimes even children are mischievous, they are indifferent, they become angry. Still parents cannot give up their affection towards the children. That is second category. Third category, yogis. Meditators, they're neutral. You give them big gift of gold. Fine, keep it there. You throw stones on them. They don't mind. They're totally neutral, indifferent people. No reciprocation at all. First, reciprocation only when there is affection. Second, reciprocation although there is no affection. Third, no reciprocation at all. Complete neutrality. Krishna, which category do you belong to? 3 categories. The gopis said. Option A, option B, option C. MCQ question is given to Krishna. You know, which option did Krishna choose? Anyone can guess? A, B, C. Okay, Jahanavi, what is your...
I think it's B, Prabhuji.
It's B. No, Prabhu. No, Jahanavi. It is D. Out of syllabus. You know, how can that be D? So Krishna is very clever. He doesn't follow the protocol set by the question paper setter. Okay. Now, in your MCQ test on your online portal, vidyapit.in, you have A, B, C, D options. You can't choose E or F. Okay, you have to choose only those options. But Krishna is very smart, right? He rejected option A, option B, option C. I am option D. You know what was option D? Krishna said, I don't reciprocate with people, even if they show affection on me. Why? I want to increase their love for me. To increase the love of my lovers, I show indifference towards them. So there is indifference, which is there in option C. There is reciprocation, which is there in option A. There is selflessness, which is there in option B. Krishna created a totally new, different option, option D. So the gopis were very happy with this answer by Krishna, and then Krishna started playing this Rasalila with them and satisfied their hearts. And before that, Krishna also said one thing. With this, we'll conclude. Who will recite this? Okay, Jahnavi, you only recite. Naparayeham niravadya samyujam
Naprayaham niravadya samyujam
swasadhakrityam vibudhayushapi vaham
Swasadakrityam vibudaya sapsasaha
Yama bhajan durjara geha shrinkhalaham
Yaha majam durjara geha samkalaha
samvrishya tadvaha pratiyatu sadhuna.
Amrishya tadvadaha pratiyat sadhuna.
Sinmayi,
Chinmay.
you can recite or you want me to recite?
I'll recite, Prabhuji. Naparayeham niravadya samyujam swasadhu krityam vibudhayu sapiva yama bhajan durjara geha shrinkhala samvrishya tadva pratiyatu sadhuna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So, Naparayeham, Krishna said, I cannot repay my debt to you. Oh, Gopis of Vrindavan, you have done unlimited service, and your service attitude, your loving emotions towards me, your attraction towards me is unparalleled. There is no other devotee who loved me as much as you loved. Naparayeham, I just cannot repay your debt. And generally, when you are indebted to someone, you borrowed say 1,000 rupees from someone, and before giving you the 1,000 rupees, they will ask, when will you give? Tomorrow, day after tomorrow, next month, after 3 months? How much interest will you give you? So there is some kind of negotiation before even lending you money. But Krishna said, even if you give me one full lifetime of Brahma, I cannot repay you. Okay, I don't have enough bank balance with me. I don't have a constant source of income for me that I can repay you for the rest of eternity. So generally, to repay, to give you loan, the bank people will think, okay, does he have a job? How much pension he has? How much income he has? They will see everything before lending you money. You can't just borrow money from anywhere. Okay. So Krishna says that I feel totally bankrupt in reciprocating with the affection that you give me. Okay. So naparayeham niravadya samyujam swasadhukrityam vibudhayushapivaha. Vibudha ayusha means even with an entire lifetime of Brahma, I cannot repay your debt. Yama and swasadhukrityam. Please be satisfied with your own loving service. What does that mean? When we sincerely, selflessly love Krishna and serve Krishna, that itself can completely satisfy us, and even Krishna cannot give us anything beyond that satisfaction. Krishna doesn't have anything to give us more than the satisfaction that we derive in selflessly serving him. That's why Savai pumsam paro dharmo yato bhaktiradhokshaje ahaituki apratihata yayatma suprasidati. Complete satisfaction of heart is guaranteed only when we offer selfless service to Krishna. So selflessness gives satisfaction. There is no satisfaction in selfishness. And when that selflessness is applied in our relationship with Krishna, and when we render service to Krishna without any personal considerations, without any selfish motivations and personal agendas, that can completely nourish and satisfy our hearts. And even Krishna doesn't have anything more than this to give us. right? So this is what we can learn from the gopis of Vrindavan. All that's very lofty. They are way superior to any other exalted devotee in the entire cosmic manifestation. Still, they are inspiring us with their divine quality, that when there is satisfaction in selfless service. If only we can cultivate that selfless service attitude towards Krishna, that will give us complete spiritual satisfaction. So with this, we'll conclude. I'm really sorry I went way beyond time and I started late also. There's Sarad Purnima festival going on here also. So we had dressing seva, now we have other festival arrangements. So I'll take your leave here. I cannot take questions today. Okay. Thank you very much. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, शरद पूर्णिमा महामहोत्सव की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. Hare Krishna. Thank you all children for reciting shlokas. Special thanks to Jahnavi.